Hi everyone. I just felt called to come on and do a video. This is probably the last video I'm going to be doing or uploading to this channel for a long time, if ever. That's just how I'm feeling right now. There are certain elements shifting, energies shifting in my life, and I know something really beautiful is coming in, and I'm just in the process of properly closing out certain aspects of my life that have been attached perhaps to a version of myself that I am outgrowing. And with that being said, whether you're new here or not, if you're, thank you for tuning in. If you've been with me this whole time, I've had this channel since I think 2018, 2019. And, I want to thank you for being on this wild journey with me. And of course, thank you for bringing me along as part of your journey, as it's a privilege. And I think I know things are shifting, and I kind of just want to close this out in a beautiful way. So there's no real purpose to this reading except to channel whatever needs to be channeled at this time. So these candles are randomly going to just burn out. The wick's going to burn out. So I think that's really weird, but it's just doing whatever it's got to do. I had used them for my twin flame chakra balance on my Patreon account, so I just wanted to burn them down. And the root and the sacral energy centers apparently don't need to burn anymore, but we have some other stuff going on. So let's see how this transpires. I don't have any specific message to come through, and I'm just going to deliver. Ooh, yeah. Wandering between realms. I'm going to pull a bunch. Oh, yeah. Joyful inspiration. Oh, meditation and stillness. The initiation. I'm going to pull another one. Oh, I don't know if I blew that out, or that was our the throat. Oh, and new beginnings. I feel like this is the pattern or the loop that we're all in right now. Feeling like you're straddling two different worlds, sometimes finding joy and inspiration, sometimes like feeling like meditation and stillness is easy, but sometimes it's hard to sit in that. The crossing, the initiation, there are some really intense initiating energies that we are sensing and feeling and traversing, but it's all bringing us to new beginnings. And we do have the new moon at the end of this week. We have some reconciliation energy. So perhaps right now what we're in is just reconciling a lot of what we're trying to understand and don't completely understand, but understanding can only come with time. It can't be forced. Sometimes I hate that stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. Hate's a strong word, but sometimes I hate when I have to wait for an answer. Like, why can't I just have clarity now? But I'm an emotional authority, so I have to wait for my emotions to clear before I have clarity. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, but interesting. Okay. This particular, because what I got from this card was co-creation. It wasn't so much, it could be collaboration, it could be third party, whatever, but that's not what I got from it. Coming home to the self, figuring out who the self is, like perceiving, how do you perceive yourself? Because I feel our roles are changing. The role that we've had over whatever role you've had, whatever role I've had, that's changed. And some of us knew that it would change. Some of us knew and felt this was coming, but it's strange to no longer resonate with the role that you've had when a new role hasn't been established yet. And I do feel like that has a lot to do with our conditioning, like don't quit your job if you don't have another one lined up kind of a deal, right? That safety net. But the safety net, we can't quite see it yet because there's so much transitioning and there's so much shifting and moving out. And the Hierophant is really interesting. This is the connection to source, but okay, give me, what else do we got? Give me another 3. What do we, okay, Mountains at a Molehills call. Happiness. We can feel it and sense it. Like our spidey senses are tingling, but we know what will make us happy, but there isn't the platform to actually step into what that is yet, because it's still building, it's still forming, it's still becoming solid. It's like the physical world is rearranging itself to align with your happiness. The thing is with this in-between state, and why meditation and stillness is so important right now, because it helps us actually understand what our intuition is, not those fearful intuitive tugs that come from fear, right? But the actual intuitive hits that happen in the moment. What happens when there's some kind of stagnancy, when there's delays, there's that burden of proof, as if you're explaining your journey to somebody else, as if you're preparing to explain something to somebody else. And what happens is it makes it seem worse than it is. It makes it seem, it's almost like, it's kind of like an echoing energy. So for example, you might spiral mentally a little bit, but if you actually anchor in, it's like, well, I don't really feel that I'm actually stuck here. Like, I don't really feel like that's true anymore, even though I don't have physical proof that it's no longer true. Even though I have all, like, there's something, because there's so much big stuff happening in the background right now that no one has the capacity to articulate right now. It's all these different moving parts, components, people evolving and shifting and changing. It's like coordinating a huge event. It seems like there's a coordination happening, and we're sensing it. We've sensed the direction we're now going in, but we don't really know what to do with ourselves, because how we've always done things is not actually working. But there's no new way, what's the word I'm looking for? There are no new methods, or what do they call those? Like tools, or I don't know. I can't think of the word, but in manifestation, there are these like protocols that you can do, whatever it is. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that I can't find the word. Anyways, but there's nothing new. Every kind of protocol, or whatever that word is, maybe you guys can help me in the comments, because I honestly can't think of the word, doesn't seem to land, because it's based on old rhetoric still. Like, there's just overwhelm and plenty, protecting the future. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pull one card for here, and then I'm going to pull some of these, like, what we can do about it kind of energies. But what I felt was, I know normally, okay, right, through the old lens, it's close to Christmas, it's winter, we're supposed to be hibernating. It does not feel like that to me. It does not feel like I'm pushing against rest. It feels like we are ready to leap. Even though it's close to Christmas, even though Christmas is a time where people take off time to just be with family and do whatever, it feels secondary to whatever this is. And I don't know what that is. So, yeah. We can't know, because our brains can't quite perceive it yet. That's so fascinating. I can't even say, it's shadow work. It's there's nothing to be done. It's being done for us. but we don't know what to do with ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do. If you're somebody that loves to expend energy, that's okay. You cannot mess this up. Like, if you get anything from this, understand that this is happening for you no matter what, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's everything you know in your heart to be true, regardless of the lack of evidence, okay? Just know that it doesn't matter. Nothing you do, or you cannot mess this up. You can, however, make it harder for yourself if you get stuck in the head about things, because that's what I've been doing to myself, and it doesn't feel as good. And then every once in a while, I'll catch the right message where I was on TikTok randomly, and I'm actually going to go off social media for a couple of weeks so that I can really listen and hear myself, hear my own energy, because I'm super sensitive right now. But sometimes you just get the right message and it just hits in the right tone, where I came across this guy and he's like, listen, you've done it. You've broken through that generational barrier. And what was interesting is I had a couple of things come through that maybe I'll share with you guys so you can do whatever you want with it. But the first guy, because I was sensing, because I'm like, I felt like there was this barrier. There's this barrier. I could feel and sense all the things coming in, but there's this barrier preventing them to get to me. And then in this video, he's like, you're like Neo. There's no spoon. There's no barrier. That's just a perception that you've been taught. And that the last part about the perception, that's what came in through my intuition. That's what you've been taught, that there's a barrier. There's no barrier. You've broken through the barrier. You just need to let it reveal itself to you. There's no spoon. You've broken through that wall, whatever that wall was. And that really hit. And then I was talking today, just journaling, about how I know that I have the power to collapse the timeline, to collapse the in-between time. And I was struggling with that as if I was going to break some sacred contract. But I realized that my frequencies needed to anchor in the new space anyways. But I didn't want to give myself some sort of excuse to make it okay. Like, I just had to allow myself to recognize that I have this capacity and I'm not breaking the rules by, like, my intuition, my soul brought this information forward. It wasn't somebody that shared it with me, and out of lack and fear, I'm like, oh, I want to do this because I want to avoid this space, or I want to avoid certain things. No. There was something that came through in me about that through my own psychic ability. And anyways, but then I came across another video. She's like, you've collapsed a timeline. And I'm like, okay, I'm on it. Okay. So I can but sometimes it's hard to, like, relax, because I'll spiral a little bit looking for evidence, because it's echoes of the past timeline we were just in, which created a lot of PTSD and doubt in what we know, and because nothing would really come to fruition. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that timeline. I've got plenty of videos on that. But what can come through? What's some advice for us, or what are some things we can try on right now as we dance into this new space? And as wonderful as it would be, oh yes, I'm going to talk about this in a moment. It's the Rabbit card, Sensitive Soul, Strengthen Your Boundaries and Cut Cords. As much as it would be so awesome to just play and dance, sometimes the energy of uncertainty and feeling unsafe makes it hard to do. So if you don't feel playful and you don't feel like you can just make that happen, don't beat yourself up over that. It's not going to change what you're about to receive. It's just, you don't have to be lighthearted. You don't have to be anything, because you are God. You are Source. You are worthy always. And if you contradict any of those things, use that. If you need to deal with the opposition and polarity and the rules or whatever, use that. You are perfect as you are, and you will be shown that. So I was talking to my guides. I work with the emissaries of light, and they were saying to me today, because I was like, I'm so confused. I don't know if my energy's coming up and out, if I'm supposed to birth out of my heart, or, but then I'm meant to magnetize and call energy into me, and I'm so confused. And they're like, listen, it goes both ways. Like, depending on whatever you're doing, there's no right or wrong way for energy to move. It's just whatever feels right to you in the moment. You can lean into that. The only thing you need to do right now is pull back your lines of attention. So the lines that I cast out, and I did that little meditation a few days ago to help, if you guys want to do a visualization meditation of how to do that, pulling back your lines of attention, where you're hooking into people unexpectedly, or people are unexpectedly hooking into you. Just thinking or about an event or an experience that is taking you out of the present moment. Just dissolve your lines, come back into yourself, give back energy that was given or taken, pull or recall energy that was given or taken through a purification, like just clear your fields, come back to the center, come back to the self. That's going to clear a lot of the static. Especially if you're someone like me who unknowingly was constantly trying to understand who I was through the perception of others. We're taught to do that. That's an innocent thing. But I realized that it didn't allow me to spend a whole lot of time with myself and figure out what it is I want and what it is I need. So there's something really powerful with that. So however you dissolve your cords of attention, whatever you're corded into innocently, energetically, wherever your attention has been that's outside of you, dissolve that and bring it back to yourself. Like even talking about it right now, I can feel my body anchor a little bit. I've been working a lot on my energetic protocols, and even like the couple days ago, I cleared out the influence of the influential people and how they, like from my early childhood and adolescence, and how they influenced the cells in my body. I cleared that out the other day, so I'm a little bit weird, and I feel weird in the body right now, but I know that's an adjustment. But even just pulling back my energy and bringing it back to myself softens my body. So I don't know what it's going to do for you, but it might be worth it to try. Divine feminine, you are being called to rise. Okay. And the rising of the divine feminine is that worthiness. It's not an action per se. It's a perception. How the divine feminine perceives herself, how she perceives the world. And it's not an all or nothing statement. You don't have to be rainbows and puppy dogs all the time. It's about how much your perception is affecting your ability to feel and sense and see clearly. So is your perception creating an assumption, or is your perception from a belief, from an old timeline from the past that is keeping you separate from yourself, separate from others? Or is it creating assumptions that then create stories that make you feel separate from yourself? The divine feminine is very much anchored in oneness. Her abundance, her flow, she knows she is one with everything on some level, but she has to perceive herself capable of that in the first place. She has to perceive that she is that. And I have not mastered or figured out fully how to perceive myself. It's a work in progress. For some of you, especially in your human design, if you have a defined G center, it's going to be a little bit easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's going to be a bit easier because you have a strong source of self and direction. Okay. All right. Ooh. That was like a really sloppy shuffle. Ooh, conservation. Okay. Make conscious choices. It's so funny when I read that. Tuning into the energetic grids. Where can you send your energy for healing within yourself, within your environment? Making conscious choices is not about right and wrong. It's not about the all or nothing. It's not about consequences. Making conscious choices is just making a choice through awareness. My choice to make this my last video on YouTube for a while, I did consciously. It feels in alignment with where I'm at. Like, it's not about, it's the right choice for right now. A sea turtle kind of just flows with the energy, and it just allows itself to turn and pivot with the rhythm and the current of the waters it's in. So there's something in that of not expending your energy on the worry, like conserving your energy and putting it into the things that you consciously align with. You'll like this, and again, why I said it's not about right or wrong or being perfect, because I feel like sometimes we think when we're conscious, we have it all figured out, and you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to honor what's happening in the moment and let yourself flow. You don't have to make anything happen. You're in the current. You're in the flow of the river. Very interesting. Okay, one more. Let's get some. Oh. You are the light. It is safe to step fully into your light. I had this epiphany the other day through a conversation with someone. I had this breakthrough where I was just realizing so many things. It was a lot to do around the perception, and I was sharing, and then I had asked this person a question, and they came at me like I had said the most offensive thing in the world, but it was very subtle. And instead of letting it dismantle me as if their perception of me could shake my perception of me, okay, I had to realize that sometimes my light and my vulnerability and my epiphanies or whatever it is I'm sharing, they're going to irritate people sometimes. I'm actually designed, and it's not to say that you have to live into your design for astrology and human design, but both my astrology with the sun in the 8th house and a Leo stellium in the 12th, and my Saturn and Lilith in the 1st house, and being that my sun gate in human design is 51, which is the gate of agitation, agitating the aspects of people that need to come up for awareness. I've been like that my whole life, but I kept myself small. I was afraid to step into my light because of how people reacted to it as if I did something wrong. But instead of thinking, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I just took a step back and like, hold on. I was totally in flow. I was totally in a nice space. There was no projection from me whatsoever. I just realized that this isn't actually my fault, and it's okay if people get a little uncomfortable around me. And maybe that's not necessarily what it is, but for most of you who have been sensitive or psychic or have this, old soul or potent soul or whatever kind of soul it is, you may find yourself, you might find that people react to you in weird ways when you step into your light and you're just honestly being yourself in the moment, no matter what that is. No matter if you're having a crash out, no matter if you're in a nice space or a bad space, whatever, a good space, bad space, it's safe for you to step fully into your light, because people are going to react to you no matter how they react to you. You're not going to lose anything that wasn't yours in the first place. I don't know if that makes sense. That still feels a little bit like separation and all or nothing, but I'm hoping you can feel and sense what I'm saying versus what I'm trying to verbalize, because sometimes it's a little bit harder to verbalize, but we're all adjusting. There are our frequency right now, and the physical reality is kind of a joke, if I can put that. Everything is so messy that there's really nothing we can control. There's really nothing that we can get onto with that. Just know if you have felt someone coming into your life, or you have felt a shift coming, or you feel compelled to take an action and do something through aspiration or inspiration, not from desperation or fear, not from a place of forcing, but the timing is right because it will feel so fluid. just lean in. Just save yourself the time and energy of worrying about stuff you don't need to worry about. And I'm not minimizing or negating any form of worry. I know that can be really intense. But come back to yourself, even if you have to isolate yourself a little bit, to be alone with your feelings, alone with your thoughts, without the external stuff. Pull your cords back, pull your attention back to you. And if you're like me, pay attention to where you're seeing yourself through everyone else's eyes, because that doesn't give you the opportunity to perceive what you truly need for yourself right now. Everyone else will fall into alignment. If they're meant to walk this path with you, they will fall into alignment with you, because it'll be the most natural thing ever. It's not something that you need to force. Anyways, I don't know who that was for, but I'm sending you all so much love. And I hope you have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. May all of your manifestations and wishes still come true. I'm still going to be working with clients. You can find me if you want to, I'll put it in the description. I'll put my email address if you want to connect in any way. You can reach out through there. And yeah, take care.